Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you could remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person would not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. And as an aside, I noticed that not a lot, but there's a sizable number of you that fit into this category today. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, could I have everyone raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm that any statements you make during this proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. And just for planning purposes, we have an add-on, Mr. Collier. We're going to do Mr. Collier at the end before we do Mr. Chavez. And I think Mr. Chavez is the person that we need the services for the interpreter. And she's still doing preliminary hearings right now. But he's the fugitive, so they're normally at the end. Okay, let's start on the lady side.
Anderson. I'm sorry.
Arts.
Ortiz.
Ortiz? Yes.
Arts. Ortiz.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. You're charged with one count of public drunkenness and one count of obstructing an officer. These are both misdemeanor offenses. I've set the bond at $1,000 for the public drunkenness and $1,000 for the obstructing of an officer. That's a total bond of $2,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please.
It looks like you make a little too much, ma'am, to qualify.
Okay.
Do you have any questions of me?
Just a question concerning the May 10th. So if I were to bond out, then I'll just receive a new court date?
Yes, ma'am. You'll receive a court date at the address you give. And that's because once you bond out, your case moves to the final judge that will hear your case. And then you're going to be on that judge's schedule.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. You're free to go back.
Thanks.
Miss Cornell,
Guys, tell me to bond them out again.
$1,000 each. Okay, ma'am, you're charged with the number of misdemeanor offenses and some felony offenses. You're charged and with failing to stop or yield at a stop sign. The bond is set at $500 for that. You're charged with improper lane change. The bond is set at $500 for that. You're charged with obstructing an officer. Bond is set at $2,000. You're charged with fleeing from an officer. Bond is also set at $2,000. You're charged with the felony VGCSA, which is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. And that is for possession of methamphetamine. I cannot set bond for this offense at this stage, ma'am, because it's a felony offense and there's an indication that you are on either parole or probation. You're also charged with possession of methamphetamine with the intent to distribute. Also cannot set bond for that felony offense because of the same reason. You're charged with use or possession of drug-related objects. The bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're charged with reckless driving. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. And you're also charged with driving a vehicle on a suspended license. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. So there's $9,500 on the offenses that I was able to set bond, but you have two offenses that it appears that you're on probation or parole that I could not set bond. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You're going to also have a bond hearing date set for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, you're free to go back. We have Miss Bermudez here. Let's bring up Mr. Chavez so that we're not wasting Miss Bermudez's time.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing well.
Your Honor, Mr. Chavez doesn't need an assistant of interpreter.
Oh, okay. Well, it was great to see you anyway, Miss Bermudez.
Thank you, Judge. It was great to see you as well.
Have a good day.
You too.
So let's put Mr. Chavez back. We'll deal with him at the end. Let's switch back over to the ladies' side.
All right, let me get
Miss Lawrence.
logins in there.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Lawrence. You're charged with one count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. This is a felony offense. I've set a bond at $15,000 for that charge. You're also charged with one count of affray. I've set the bond at $1,000 for that charge. So you're going to have a total bond of $16,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, to stay away from a Keosha Butler. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Miss Loggins.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Loggins, ma'am. You're charged with one count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from nope, it was at a business. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, no, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Ms. Tyshandra Peoples.
Ty, just Ty.
I don't know between how they got it.
All right, so T-Y, Chandra.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Let me ask you this question. Is there a Tyshandra T-Y-E?
No, it's the Tyshana Peoples. It's
Your
my
Honor.
twin sister.
Yeah, Sean, they're twins. Their names are similar.
Yeah.
So which one? What's your early number? All right, Your Honor,
Okay.
this is Tyshandra.
Okay.
Like how that's how it's
Yeah.
spelled on my calendar.
Yeah.
They spelled it wrong on the cover of the bond sheet. I'm correcting that now. So you are Tyshandra.
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of trafficking marijuana. This is an offense that I cannot set bond for at this stage. So bond is going to be denied pursuant to Georgia Code 17-6-1. Any allegation of trafficking marijuana over 10 pounds, the first judge cannot set bond by law. You're going to have to either hire a lawyer and have a consent bond, or you're going to have to wait for a preliminary hearing. I'm sorry, bond hearing. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Your bond hearing is going to be set for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Now, do you want me to see if you qualify for an appointed attorney, or you're going to hire your own attorney?
Can you see if I qualify for one, please?
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
With this being like a first time offense, all of this still applies?
Yes. So it's like, for example, if you were charged with murder and it's the first time that you're ever charged with murder, I couldn't set a bond. So there's certain offenses that I cannot set bond and that have to go through a formal hearing. And this is one of them. And ma'am, and I tell you, I see people like you at least 5 or 6 times a week. I don't know who's saying what to whom out in the West, but they should know by now that if you get caught, you ain't getting a bond. So if whomever didn't tell you that, I can't do anything about it.
All right.
Hey, ma'am, any questions? Any other questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back. Okay, Tyshana Peoples. So, ma'am, you're in the same boat as your sister. You're charged with trafficking marijuana. Bond is going to be denied at this point pursuant to Georgia statute OCGA 17-6-1. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to also have a bond hearing date set for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning. Now, do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Simmons. Twins.
Ms. Simmons, ma'am, you're charged with 4 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. Looks like possession with intent to distribute. There's an indication that you're either on probation or parole. So I cannot set bond on these offenses. So on all of these offenses, bond is going to be denied pursuant to Georgia Code Section 17-10-1. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You're going to also have a bond hearing date set for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, I do. None of those items were mine. And
No details of facts. He can't-
Right. So, ma'am, these are the accusations or allegations that have been made against you. This is why we appoint lawyers at the earliest stage. You need to speak to your lawyer about that. And your lawyer is the person that can present the proof to the district attorney's office, and maybe they'll dismiss the charges.
all right, and you said the first one was for preliminary hearing?
Yes, ma'am. It's also called a probable cause hearing. That's where the state has to bring witnesses in to establish by probable cause, meaning more likely than not that you committed the crime.
All right, and that was May 9th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then the second one, May 13th, was for what?
That's a bond hearing.
Okay, so there's no way that I can get like my probation officer to set bond for me?
No, your probation officer cannot set bond. If your probation officer communicates with the district attorney's office or your lawyer and say, hey, look, this person is fine with me, then they will consider it, but it's a decision that is totally within the district attorney's office right now until the next hearing. So theoretically, between now and May 9th, there could be a meeting of the minds and this all could be changed or go away, but I don't know. That's where your lawyer comes in.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Ms. Teasley.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am. You're charged with 1 count of battery. I've set the bond at $5,000. This is a misdemeanor offense. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Tanita Bab, and I know you may not know who that is, but that's the waitress at the Waffle House. You're also going to be ordered to stay away from 11152 Tara Boulevard in Hampton, Georgia. Do you understand these 2 conditions, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
That's the lowest the bond can be for a first time?
Well, ma'am, that's what I set for a battery because I believe adults should know how to keep their hands to themselves.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right, Your Honor.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, does that complete the ladies' side?
Your Honor, I have the fugitive you continued from yesterday. She's also here. Would you like to do her with the other fugitive from the male side at the same time?
Okay, so I wasn't the judge yesterday. Is this Barrington?
Yes, sir.
Do you
Yeah,
still?
yeah.
Okay.
I still have her waivers.
Okay. Bring Miss Barrington up, and let's bring up Mr. Chavez.
Judge, Ms. Barrington didn't understand the process, so I think you need to explain that to her.
Okay. Ms. Barrington, give me 1 second. I need to pull up your warrant from yesterday.
I'm trying to get it. Go ahead, I'll read it. No problem.
Okay. Mr. Chavez and Ms. Barrington, the same rights and privileges as I discussed earlier, they still apply to you, but the two of you are in a slightly different situation. You're both are what's being called fugitives from justice. And what that simply means is that there is a warrant for your arrest from another state. And that state has indicated that they intend to extradite you, meaning come to Clayton County, pick you up, and take you back to the jurisdiction. For Ms. Barrington, there's a warrant for your arrest out of Leon County Sheriff's Office in Florida for battery on a peace officer. For Mr. Chavez, there's a warrant for your arrest out of Cook County, Illinois, and it says it's for a weapons offense. Now, because these are warrants from another state, the two of you have the right to say, I want to have a hearing on this. And generally, you say that because you believe that A, you're not the person named in the warrant, or B, you don't believe that the warrant states a valid charge. If you request that hearing sometime between now and the next 90 days, there will be a hearing to determine whether A, you are the person named in the warrant, and B, whether the charges are valid or true charges. If after that hearing, the judge makes a determination that you are the person named and these are valid charges, the judge will sign off on a governor's writ. And what that basically means is the judge will sign off on, okay, y'all can come get this person. From Illinois, you can come get Mr. Chavez, and from Florida, you can come and get Ms. Barrington. Once the judge signs that order, each jurisdiction has a minimum of 30 days to come and get you. That's a statutory amount. If they reach that 30 days and there's some kind of problem or issue, they can request an additional 30 days. So they'll have up to 60 days to come and get you. If they do not come and get you at the end of that process, you will be released out the front door, but the warrant does not go away. So you can be released out the front door. You encounter another police officer 5 minutes after being released from the front door. They run your history and see that there is a valid warrant, and this process starts all over again. If you believe that you are the person named in the warrant and that the warrant states a charge, you can waive that whole process today. And if you waive that process today, that 30-day up to 60-day period begins to run today. What I tell people that are going through this process is that in any event, the two of you need to hire a lawyer in Florida and a lawyer in Illinois to handle your situation up there. But I've seen where people have hired lawyers and 2 days later, I get an order where the judge in that jurisdiction has said, hey, we're granting a bond for this person. And then you can bond out of here and go about your business. If you choose to wait, you'll wait until they come and get you, if not, and then you start that whole process. So, Mr. Chavez, do you have any questions
Yes, sir. I was free of all charges in Illinois. I got paperwork proving that the charges got dismissed, but for some reason, they never notified my lawyer. They never notified me. They never notified my family. And out of nowhere, like basically, I got locked up for like a traffic offense, and I'm barely finding out they got a hold on me.
Okay, do you have something to write with?
Yes, sir.
Looks like the warrant number is W22C1420.
All right. Thank you.
So you understand that we can't do anything about that here.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, sir.
That's fine. Do you know if you want to waive your preliminary hearing or do you want to have your preliminary hearing? I mean, I'm sorry. Do you want to waive your hearing or do you want to have your hearing?
I just want to get this over with. I just want to sign the paper.
Okay. So when Mr. Chavez signs the waiver form, he can be free to go back. They're going to send the forms over to me and I sign it, and then that clock starts to run today.
So
But based upon what you said, I would try to contact your lawyer and give the lawyer that warrant number, because the lawyer may be able to work something out before you even have to go through the extradition process. Okay.
So can I get the warrant number just to make sure it's the right one?
W22C1420.
Thank you.
Ms. Barrington, do you have any questions about this process?
Yes.
Okay.
It says that I entered and stayed in the state of Georgia, knowing I had a warrant in Florida, but I've been residing in Georgia since 2017. And when I was on probation, my probation officer
Uh-oh, she froze.
gave me a travel permit to live here because, hello?
Okay.
Hello?
So Ms. Barrington,
Yes.
just like Mr. Chavez, we don't look behind the charges. Okay. We see that, hold on. We see that there is a valid warrant. We contact them and they say, hold her, we're going to extradite her. That's all that we do. For the answers to these questions, you're going to have to contact the people in Florida.
Okay. Is this a new charge that I got a warrant for?
Okay, it says, I'm gonna give you the warrant number. You ready?
Yes. Is this the Georgia warrant number or the Florida warrant number?
It's the Florida warrant number.
Okay.
W924 3924. It looks like 83.
W924-3924-83.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So do you have any other questions?
No.
Do you know if you want to sign the waiver or do you want to have the hearing?
I don't have a choice but to sign a waiver. I don't even know if this is new charges. I don't know what this is about. So
the charge is battery on a peace officer. Okay.
do you know the date?
It does not list the date.
Right, that's what I'm confused on because I don't live in Florida. I live in Georgia. So how did this even happen and when?
So generally, this process is for something that happened in the past.
I had 3 counts of battery on a police officer. I was on probation for 2 years for it, and I'm not on probation for that anymore. So I'm not understanding what this is coming from.
So again, I don't know either.
That's
the
what I'm
people in
saying.
Florida, but the people in Florida know. I'm not supposed to know.
Right, and when I contacted Florida, they're telling me different things, and I still don't have a clarification on what's going on and why I'm here.
So the reason you're here is because this warrant number popped up on your criminal history. And let me tell you the process. You encounter a police officer runs your information, shows a valid warrant pending. They then contact that jurisdiction. Hey, we have this warrant number, blah, blah, blah. I have this person here. Do you want me to hold this person, or you want me to let this person go? Because we're feeding and clothing you. We don't care about anything else. We're doing this on behalf of Florida. So they said, hold her. So the confusion is not on our part. Because I guarantee you, that officer did not want to deal with this. That officer probably would have loved for them to say, nah, we don't want her. And say, hey, you got a warrant, ma'am. You need to take care of that. Is that making sense about how to solve this problem?
Not really, but I'm signing the paper.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time, and you can sign the paper, because I really need you to understand that I hear what you're saying about there being some kind of confusion, but the confusion is coming out of Florida. It's not coming out of Georgia. So once Ms. Barrington signs the waivers, send them over, and then she can be free to go back. But I would contact my probation officer or someone, that family member or anyone that could speak on your behalf to try to clear this up if it really is a problem that's been taken care of.
They don't really allow us to use the phones here.
You will get a lot. I know it's not the way that it is in some places, but you will be allowed to use it. Okay, let's start with Mr. Anderson, Larry Anderson. Mr. Anderson, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. I'm gonna give you a bond of $1,000. You're gonna have a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201.
Yes, sir.
That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sir.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right.
Mr. Askew. Mr. Askew, sir, you're charged with 1 count of terroristic threats or acts as a felony offense. This bond is going to be set at $10,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, a stay away from a Shataria Askew. Do you understand that, sir?
No, I don't.
What do you not understand?
That's my wife. The Clayton County police officers, they put the warrant out. My wife didn't put it out.
Okay. So you do understand that you're supposed to stay away from her, correct?
No, I didn't.
Listen.
I'm listening.
I know she's your wife.
Mhm.
All right. That's the and that's part of the reason there's a stay away provision placed on this. So if you were to violate this stay away provision, you get charged with aggravated stalking, your bond will be revoked, and you'll sit in jail until your trial.
Understand?
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, just as long as you understand the consequences of violating this order.
Gotcha.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Nah.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Blair? Do we have Mr. Blair, or is he OTB?
He's coming up here. All right, yeah.
Okay. Mr. Blair, sir, you're charged with 1 count of theft by deception. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes,
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
I don't.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Wait, do you tell me if we have any hold or any other warrants? If you don't tell us we don't have any?
No, the jail knows. If the jail told you you have a hold, you have a hold. Their information is more current than what I received through the criminal histories.
Okay.
All right, you're free to go back. Mr. Boyd? Mr. Boyd, sir, you're charged with 3 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I don't know why my watch decides to talk to me. You're also charged with 1 count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime and violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession with intent to distribute or possession of over an ounce of marijuana. All of these are felony offenses, and bond is not going to be set on these because there's a pursuant to Georgia statute 17-10-1, because there's an indication that you're either on probation or parole, and I cannot set bond at this proceeding. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. You're going to also have a bond hearing date set for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Boyd. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, I want to know what procedures I can take to file, being that my rights wasn't read and I wasn't presented with a arrest warrant. And I'm quite sure, and I'm very rounded with the law, that possession is 9/10 of the law. So how can I be charged with something if I was never in possession of it?
There's actual and constructive possession.
That's the Georgia way.
Okay.
All
Is there
right.
anything else, sir?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back.
Thank you, sir. Never bless.
You're welcome. You too. Mr. Calloway? Good morning. Mr. Calloway, do you know what you're being charged with, sir?
Yes.
I cannot set bond for these offenses at this stage, but I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I'm going to also set a bond hearing for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Cooper.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cooper, sir, you're charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession with intent to distribute marijuana. I cannot set bond for this offense at this stage because there's an indication that you're placed on probation on March 7th of this year. So your bond is going to be denied pursuant to Georgia statute 17-10-1. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I'm going to also set a bond hearing date for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Your Honor, would you want to see an ad on Ms. Collier? Or was you already seen?
We're gonna save him to the end.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dudley,
Judge, who was that before,
I'm sorry.
the person before Mr. Dudley? Who was that?
That was Mr. Cooper.
Okay.
Do you have Mr. Collier on your calendar?
No, Your Honor.
You talking to me, Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
No, because I just added him, so I'm gonna write his information in at the end.
Okay, so that's why I was going to save him to the end.
Yeah,
Okay, Mr. Dudley.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with one count of family violence battery. Bond is going to be set at $4,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Luisa Cortez. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me, well, you're going to hire your own lawyer? You didn't fill out the form.
You can set me one for now, sir.
Why did you refuse to fill out the form?
I was gonna have my own lawyer, but I just going to take an attorney. I'll take one. I'm sorry.
Are you currently working, Mr. Dudley?
Yes, sir.
How much do you make per hour?
I made $25 an hour, so.
Okay, you're close to the edge, but I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir. Appreciate it, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Gray?
Green. Yes. Next, sir. He said, right.
Gray, Mr. Gray.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
in the midst of the chaos, we forgot to grab Mr. Gray from medical, so we're gonna grab him. Do you mind if he goes last?
Yeah, that's fine. And Miss Mary, just for your record keeping, Miss Mary, he has a $5,000 bond for each count, and his preliminary hearing date is going to be May 10th.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Green,
Yes, sir.
sir, you're charged with one count of aggravated assault, which is a felony offense, one count of cruelty to children in the first degree, which is also a felony offense, and one count of simple battery. I'm going to set a $30,000 bond on the aggravated assault charge, a $10,000 bond on the cruelty to children in the first degree, and a $4,000 bond on simple battery. So you're going to have a total bond set at $44,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Lawrence Green. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Are you going to hire your own lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right.
Mr. Hines. Mr. Hines, sir, you're charged with one count of loitering or prowling. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. One count of disorderly conduct. It's also a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. One count of pedestrian walking along the roadway. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is set at $500, and one count of use of possession of drug-related objects. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. So you're going to have a total bond set at $4,500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Hunter.
Johnson.
Mr. Hunter, sir, you're charged with one count of simple battery, family violence. Bond is going to be set at $4,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Cluelisa George. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. You didn't fill out the form. Do you plan on hiring your own lawyer?
No, sir. I had to go do fingerprinting, but
Okay.
I need to put it for.
Okay. Are you currently working, sir?
No, sir.
How much do you make per hour?
No, I said I'm not working right now.
Oh, you're not? Okay. Well, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you're charged with 1 count of improper lane change. Bond is going to be set at $500 for that. You're charged with 1 count of financial transaction card theft. That's a felony offense. I cannot set bond for that offense at this stage. On pursuant to statute 17-10-1. You're also charged with violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, a felony offense. I also cannot set bond on that offense pursuant to statute 17-10-1. You're charged with 1 count of use of possession of drug-related objects. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. That's a misdemeanor. 1 count of having a dangerous drug outside of the container. That's also a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. And you're also charged with theft of lost or mislaid property. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201, that date. And you're going to have a bond hearing date set for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Now, would you unmute him, Deputy Requena?
So the financial credit, where did it come from?
Hold on, I'm gonna let you ask some questions, Mr. Johnson, but I gotta get through what I need to say, okay? You did not fill out the form. Is it your plan to hire your own attorney?
No, it's not. I got injuries, so I really been in and out. I've been like sleep. I went to the hospital yesterday. They really ain't even see me for what I was supposed to go for. I guess
Okay.
they just wanted to, we were just gonna write them down to the drug user. And, like,
Are you currently working, Mr. Johnson?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, you had other questions. What were your other questions?
So where did the fight? Where did the second charge? Where did it come? Where did that come from?
All right, it is said that you had a number of cards in your possession.
Okay, and I didn't have them in my possession. They were within my car with the whole, with like 10 other different people clothes and stuff in it too, as well as I'm trying to figure out like how they 3 of those cars have my name on it, 4 of them with hotel key cards. I'm trying to figure out why. Where did the financial work? Like, what's the name of the charge? It's like they saying I made I made a transaction with them or something. I'm not understanding.
Okay, it said you gave the officer a driver's license that had the name of Kelvin Blout.
I did not.
Mr. Johnson.
I'm sorry, I apologize. So it's just, bro, it's a lot going on. Like it's overwhelming, but like.
Mr. Johnson, take a breath, please. Okay, because we can't talk over each other. And I promise you, I'm gonna answer your question and then I'm gonna keep my mouth closed and listen to you. Can you keep your mouth closed and listen to me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It said that you had that driver's license in your pocket. You stated it belonged to a friend, but you did not tell the officer how it came into your possession. So that's why you were charged with that. These are allegations, doesn't mean you're guilty. But again, there's an indication that you're on, I think, probation. So I can't set bond at this stage for felony offenses or misdemeanors involving an allegation of violence when a person is on probation or parole. So I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. If this person is someone that you know, this Mr. Blount person, you need to get your lawyer in contact with that person. Okay. Is there anything else?
Yeah, so that's what it's saying. It's saying that he, because, from what officer told me yesterday, it's something that's in Cobb County. I don't even be in Cobb County, so that's what I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the, it's saying financial, like, how is that financial if somebody, if they call somebody, they found somebody ID in my car?
So again, these are allegations. And what I try to remind people is everybody that went to trial and was acquitted or had their charges dropped, they all went through this process. So this is not a trial. This is not determined for a point for me to determine your guilt or innocence. This is to set bond if I can, give you court dates, and appoint a lawyer. Okay.
Yes, sir. And do you see how many holes do I have? How many, what county do I have holes?
Do I see what county what?
What counties do I have a hole in? How many holes do I have?
So the jail would know the holes. Looks like I'm gonna presume it was out of DeKalb County. You got 8 years probation in 2019. In Clayton County, I don't see a resolution for the possession of cocaine from August of last year. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so you're free to go back.
Lane. Alexander Lane.
Oh, he should have been taken off. He had his first appearance yesterday.
Yes, Sean.
Mr. Morrell,
Yes. Yes, sir.
Mr. Morrell, it looks like you had 2 charges, disorderly conduct and simple assault. It looks like you went before Judge Knights yesterday on a disorderly conduct, but not the simple assault.
Okay.
So you're charged with simple assault, and bond's gonna be set at $4,000. I saw that Judge Knights appointed Lister and Holt to represent you. So I'm just gonna write on today's form that you were appointed yesterday. And so you should have been given May 10th as a preliminary hearing date. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions about this?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right.
Mr. Oliver.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Oliver, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple assault. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You're also charged with 1 count of reckless conduct. Bond is going to be set at $2,000. So that's a total bond of $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, to stay away from a Kajava Winston. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No, sir.
Okay. You're going to hire your own lawyer?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Presley.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Mr. Presley, you're charged with 2 counts of well, 1 count of financial transaction card theft, 1 count of financial transaction card fraud, 1 count of forgery in the first degree, and 1 count of identity fraud. These are all felony offenses, and I cannot set bond at this stage pursuant to Georgia statute 17-10-1. I am going to give you a preliminary hearing date of May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I'm going to also give you a bond hearing date of May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Now you clicked refuse. Does that mean, or you wrote refuse, that mean you're going to hire your own lawyer?
No, sir.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you currently working?
No, sir. I had a job interview today.
Okay. You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir. So I was on those 4 charges they said I have. Detective called my phone and said that my name came across, you know, the things that they said I have, but I didn't do it, sir, because I was home that day. Basically, it was not.
Hold on, Mr. Presley.
I'm sorry.
It's better that you tell this to your lawyer, because there's nothing that you can tell me that's gonna assist you. You can only hurt yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
You have any other questions for me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir.
Your Honor, we have Mr. Gray present.
Okay. Mr. Gray, sir, you're charged with 1 count of interference with custody and 1 count of contributing to the delinquency or deprivation of a minor. Both of these are misdemeanor charges, and I've set the bond at $5,000 for each count for a total bond of $10,000. There's a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Chiasis Wellington, CHYASIS. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And if you were to violate this condition, you could be charged with the felony offense of aggravated stalking. Your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
So how y'all gonna charge me with a charge already been convicted for?
I'm going to say that that's non-responsive. Do you want a lawyer or not?
Yeah.
And I didn't charge you with anything. I'm just telling you what you're charged with. Are you currently working?
No, sir.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me about this process?
No, sir.
All right, you're free to go back. Mr. Sampson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sampson, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple assault. That's a misdemeanor. Bond is set at $3,000. You're charged with 1 count of reckless conduct. Bond is set at $2,000. You're charged with 1 count of terroristic acts or threats. That's a felony. Bond is set, or actually, I dismissed that count. So I dismissed the felony, terroristic threats or acts. So you're just going to have 2 charges, the simple assault and the reckless conduct. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Kajava Winston. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Are you going to hire your own lawyer?
No, sir.
You wrote refuse on the form.
Sir?
You wrote refuse on the form.
Right.
This is a form that I use to make the determination as to whether you qualify for a lawyer or not.
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working?
No, sir.
And you do want me to appoint a lawyer?
No, sir, no.
Okay. You're gonna represent yourself? Okay, all right, you're free to go back, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Shakib?
Shake.
Shake?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property, being a motor vehicle. I cannot set bond for this offense at this stage pursuant to Georgia statute 17-10-1 because it appears that you're on probation or parole. I'm setting a preliminary hearing date for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I'm also setting a preliminary hearing date for May 13th in courtroom 201.
So
I'm sorry,
what's the other first, the second court date?
May 13th is a bond hearing date. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, I thought I was done with that probation, sir. Because I have signed the papers and all that, so I was done. That's why, even the officer yesterday, he pulled my criminal history. And I kept asking, he said, no, I don't have, he said, you don't have a probation. You look like you're off the probation. It's not showing on his calendar.
Okay, hold on.
Sure about that, sir. I went to my office of probation. I signed the papers to get off probation.
Okay, it looks like out of Clayton County is showing a sentencing date of December 19th of 2019. You're sentenced to 4 years on a probation of possession of cocaine charge.
Yes, I understand it. And they had called me out of nowhere one time because I was working. So and they told me to come to the office. So when I went to the office, they made me wave it off, sign my papers on saying that I'm done with the probation. So and that's why I asked the officer yesterday because I want to go back to see my daughter last night, trying to see if I can get a bond. And he was
Okay, so I cannot set bond when it's showing that you are still on probation. Now, everything you're telling me may be completely true, but you're gonna have to get in contact with your probation officer so that this can come to light, but it's still showing on my end.
that I'm still on.
Yes, sir. Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Tally?
Yes.
Tailly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. So there's a charge that was obtained yesterday, a warrant for your arrest yesterday afternoon for identity fraud. And it looks like it's connected to this Sam's Club.
Sounds good.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Costco incident. I'm going to deny bond at this charge on this count, the identity fraud count. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for May 9th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. I'm going to set a bond hearing for May 13th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Do you already have a lawyer?
No, I don't have a lawyer.
Would you like for me to appoint a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working, sir?
No.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. I got a question because of the first one they say I got to cut to the first
That one is, I'm not gonna.
Could you speak up a little bit? I can barely hear you.
Okay, I said the first one I come into the court, this year I go to the court the first, next month the first. No, I'm not going no more. The first. May 1st.
Deputy, I can't hear him. Can someone, I heard something about court.
Speak up, speak loud and clear, they understand.
Yeah, I come into court last time, this year I go to court the first, next month the first. I'm not going no more the first.
The 1st of May?
Yeah, this year I have to go to court by court.
It's, okay, so when were you told that?
Now, the last time I was in here, the court,
When was the last time you were in here?
this was in the 15th.
Okay. So you still have that date. Okay.
Okay.
And it appears that this may be related to that, but this warrant was obtained yesterday. So tell your lawyer about these new charges, and they maybe can get them moved over to that same date.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Mr. Ulmer.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving on a suspended license. The bond is set at $1,500. This is a misdemeanor offense, so your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir. I was wondering if I really could get a signature bond, sir. And I'm in a very bad bind for cash, sir, and I really need to get out so I can start a new program and job, sir.
All right, so the way that this process works, your criminal history is a little too bad.
That's why I gotta start a new program. That's what I'm saying. I was actually going to the, they asked for a physical for the program that I'm supposed to be starting. That's why I was even out, sir. I was going to get the physical to do and comply with what you guys are saying. That's
Okay.
honest.
Yeah, I can't give you, you have 25 cycles. I can't give you a signature bond. Okay, sir.
All right.
Do you want me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Or you said you're not currently working?
I mean, I was
Okay.
supposed to start the program for you guys. That's what I'm saying. I'm supposed to be appointing everything come today for the program. That's why I was out taking the physicals and everything for the acupuncture and the whole program itself. Like I said, I'm a mental health patient and a veteran, so that's why the charges was what it was. So I'm supposed to be appointed to mental health court right now, and I was out taking the physicals.
Okay. Is that before Judge Mack?
I'm not sure who.
No, I'm sorry, is it Judge Rooks Malone?
I'm not sure who the judge is, sir. They contacted me through my lawyer, sir. That's what I'm saying. Like, this was really a bummer, me trying to do the right thing. That's why I was asking for a signature, sir.
Okay, well, you can't drive with the suspended license.
I really just had, like I said, I went to the store to put the gas back, which was.
I understand. I'm just, when you say you're trying to do the right thing, you got to do the right thing. Okay. So get in contact with your lawyer. Your lawyer may be able to because the solicitor's office can consent to a bond on this and for you to get out. Your lawyer should know the circumstances that you're dealing with, but I can't deal with that at this stage.
All right.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Collier.
Yes.
Mr. Collier, sir, you're charged with 1 count of family violence battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. This is a misdemeanor offense. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, to stay away from a Jessica Chamberlain. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for May 10th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201, that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes,
Are you currently working, Mr. Collier?
yes,
About how much do you make per hour?
or like $10.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. Going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir. You said the bond is 5,000.
Yes, sir.
I just heard somebody with the same charges there was 4,000. Can I ask why is mine higher?
Because I looked at your allegation and looked at the other person's allegation, and they're different.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, you're free to go back. All right, does that complete the calendar?
Last one.
Yes, sir. Everybody.
Okay.